Well, let's stick with an innovative company. Right? We'll go over to Apple on a new note from Bank of America highlighting improving trends in both iPhones and services as a potential upside to drive margins. Now, B of A boosting its price target to $186 a share and maintaining a neutral rating on the stock. The bank writing in a note to clients that positive catalysts for Apple, including the potential launch of its AR headset later this year, could still be offset by a consumer slowdown in the second half of the year. Another interesting part of this note, I want to point out two charts. One shows global App Store revenue by month, according to B of A, and this is compared year over year. You can see it just turned up for the first time in about a year in March. But when you take a look at China, you see a different story. You can see App Store revenue still continuing to decline year over year. And I think that sort of speaks to where things are at with China, things are at with Apple, still struggling in China a bit more in other areas. I thought those two graphs kind of tell that story.
We'll see how long the recovery could potentially take if we do see more of a recovery there. But when you take a look at its services business, that install base, that has certainly been a massive catalyst for services. They have 2 billion devices globally. And so they are starting to see this more and more traction when it comes to services. One of the areas that a number of analysts were very bullish on after that weaker than expected iPhone number that we got last quarter. You're right to point out the App Store and what that could mean, especially over in China, really just given the importance of that region and what that really means for Apple's overall growth.
Right. Now, Dan Ives, an analyst that comes on our show often, he did say that we estimate roughly 25% of the current iPhone install base has not upgraded their iPhone in 4+ years. And so Apple certainly spreading its tentacles far here, sort of just the amount of opportunity that it still has is pretty incredible. Us three all have iPhones on set right now.
Yeah.
Part of that 25% is sitting right here.
Exactly. And the battery's going quicker and quicker. So I'm going to need to fork over that $1,000 to Apple pretty soon.